Welcome to the Foresight Online Design and Building Control System for Part L1A of the Building Regulations. We have two sections of the Foresight system, the Design and Procurement section and the Online Building Control System. The Design Concept section advises the OCDA on what method of construction and typical details should be used. We have a library of 120 details and their PSI values, and we plan to add a further 500 details to our library and thermal bridge calculator before the end of the year. The website has technical links to the latest insulation materials and fixed building and low carbon technologies, and it also advises on best practice. This section of the website gives an idea of the extra cost of building to the fee standard and extreme fabric design. These fabric performances are recommended if zero carbon is to be achieved. It is important that the OCDA decides on the performance level, method of construction and typical details, and fixed building and low carbon technologies to be used before they start the detailed design. An OCDA can design and store an unlimited number of calculators on their administration page free of charge. How the OCDA answers the questions in the setup section will determine the dimension boxes, design tools, typical details, and technical data that is presented during the design process. The input section is foolproof. No calculations are required. Just input the data into the dimension boxes presented, and the dimensions are automatically used in the Y factor and SAP calculation. The fabric design section again is very simple. The OCDA chooses a performance level to build to, the 2013 regulations, fee standard or extreme fabric, the material to be used, and the software automatically calculates the U values for the fabric to BR433 and the thermal bridge to BR497. The fixed building again is very straightforward. The software will only present technologies suited to the dwelling and fabric performance being designed, and this is very important in delivering design compliance. The approved SAP 2012 automatically collates the decisions made and proves if the specification is compliant with the performance level chosen. It calculates the credits for the Code for Sustainable Homes and the allowable solutions in line with the zero carbon strategy. If compliant, then all the design calculations and drawings are stored on a particular project on the OCDA's administration page. If non-compliant, then the video tutorials will advise on compliance. This SAP assessment is free of charge and allows the OCDA to sign off on design compliance with confidence. The OCDA has two options: import the design information into the online building control system or to download tender building control documents and drawings. Let's generate tender building control documents from the information stored on the OCDA's administration page. The SAP assessment and specification used in its calculation, the U-value calculations for the floor, wall and roof to BR433 and the Y-factor calculation to BR497. The typical details needed to construct the dwelling, populated with the design specification and PSI value used to calculate the Y-factor. It is now a requirement that this information is submitted to the building control body before work commences. These documents can be used as tender documents and are key to closing the performance gap between the design and as constructed specification. The OCDA can download technical data from the links on the website and are used in the tender documents to determine exactly the materials and products to be used in the specification. The process of designing these documents and drawings will take less than an hour on the majority of projects when practiced. The download fee for these customized documents is £100. Foresight recommends that the OCDA adds at least £400 to this download charge. This will cover the cost of providing these documents and taking on the responsibility of design compliance. The OCDA should administer the online building control system and import the compliant design information, technical data and drawings from their administration page into and set the standard for the online building control system. It will cost £100 to register a dwelling on the online building control system. Foresight recommends that the OCDA should add at least £400 to the registration fee to administer the online inspection plan and for taking on the responsibility of construction compliance. The OCDA registers the stakeholders on the building control system: the building control body, the designer, the builder, the accredited scheme provider and promoter. The system sends an email to all the stakeholders informing them that they can view all the design information, the SAP assessment, fabric and fixed building specifications, drawings and technical data online using a project ID and password. The software generates customized fabric and fixed building compliance documents that can be downloaded using a project ID and password. The builder is informed that he needs to download and complete these documents and return them to the OCDA. These signed off compliance documents allows the OCDA to sign off on design compliance with confidence because the builder has taken on the responsibility of construction compliance. It also saves them time spent collecting the compliance documents and on-site visits. The OCDA uses these documents to calculate the as-constructed EPC using their approved software. They then summarise the as-constructed compliance documents and EPC online. An email is sent to all the stakeholders informing them that they can view the design and as-constructed information online using a project ID and password. It is now a requirement that the information used to calculate the as-constructed EPC is presented to the building control body when the project is completed, and the Foresight system does this automatically. If a stakeholder believes any part of the information is incorrect, they can contact the OCDA. If not addressed by the OCDA, they then contact the building control body who can legally enforce compliance. If there are no objections, the design and as constructed information is locked on the Foresight database and can be viewed by anyone with a project ID and password. The OCDA can then register the EPC using their approved software.